Hi, I'm John Twist of University Motors. It's Tuesday the 19th, I think, of October. I want to remind everybody that I'll be in Indianapolis on the weekend, the Saturday before Thanksgiving at Bob Connell's shop, Connell's MG service, to give a day-long seminar on tuning. Contact Bob or me if you'd like to attend. We're right on the cusp of moving our whole shop. Maybe Eli will take the camera and pan around just a little bit, but we're starting to pull all of our shelving down, and something like next week we're going to be shut down for about a month. We didn't get the other building, our new building, done in time, so we're going to have to, before the inspectors come by and stamp us approved and allow us to get back in the building, we're going to actually be shut down. We're all going to be swinging hammers getting the building set up for us to go. I want to let everybody know too, those of you who've been here before, that my longtime employee Greg Purvis, who hasn't worked with us now for maybe 5 years or so, Greg has been working on his own. Greg suffered a stroke on Friday, and he lives in Grand Haven, Michigan. But for those of you who know Greg and so forth, I'm sure he'd be willing, we'd be happy to receive your note in the mail. I don't have that information right now. You can find him. He lives on Sleeper in Grand Haven, Michigan. If you care to send him a card, he will get better. Today I want to show you how to assemble the rear mount on an MGB exhaust. We're going to go over to the bench here. So here we have two complete rear mount kits. These things are the nuts. A 470-148, which is the Moss kit, or the one, just the same kind of kit from Engel, an FBK 1005. Inside these kits are the bracket that goes on the car, all these bits and pieces. It's like, oh my gosh, how does this stuff all go together? Well, let's take a look at the mounts. We've got a long stud and a short stud. You can see there, one of them shorter. Okay, so the short studs are on the bottom, right? We got the two clips that hold the exhaust pipe. So we're going to start here. We're going to put the bolts, these long bolts, through here and just run a nut up onto them just to hold them in place, because getting them on later can be a real task. So we're just going to put a nut on these to hold them in place for right now. And just a second here, we'll get these on. These are just standard 5/16 24 fine bolts. Now we're going to take our mounts and take the ends with the short studs and put the insulator pads on here. You put a lock washer and a nut. All of it very, very loose right now. Well, I know I can do this. It's just, there we go. Okay. And again, our mount with our short stud, insulator pad, a lock washer, and a nut. All these parts were available individually at one time. Oh, almost got ahead of myself. Here we've got our insulator pads. This is all to keep the exhaust nice and quiet. If you install these mounts like this, oh boy, they will really, really get your exhaust into place, and it'll be very nice. It's kind of a struggle here to get this thing into place, but we will do it. You know, all these parts used to be available with individual GEX numbers, General Exhaust, old Unipart numbers. So here we're going here. We got the mount on here. Got this guy. You always assemble it together loose, and you tighten it up once it goes on the car. So now these guys can come off, and this goes, of course, around the pipe. And I must have misplaced one of the lock washers, because most certainly there's supposed to be a lock washer on the other side. Now, included in this kit are these big, heavy 5/16 washers here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quite frankly, I'm not exactly sure where you're supposed to use those, which is embarrassing because here I am showing you how how to do this, but they might go up here, although they seem superfluous. They could go on here, but again, they're just extra. They're not critical. Now, along with the mount are 2 1/2-inch. These are factory size bolts, 1/2-inch long, 1/4 28 bolts. But let me tell you, you're working up inside there. These are horrible to try to get into place. Go to the hardware store, as long as you get fine thread bolts, and get some 1/4-inch bolts that are 3/4 inch long instead of 1/2-inch long, and you can use those, and you can get into the bolt holes a lot more easily. Sometimes the holes in the body itself have to be chased with a 10/28 thread. Anyway, that's the scoop. That's what it looks like. I would invite you guys to. I won't be making a video on Thursday. I'm going to be in Louisville, Kentucky to visit my number 4 son, James, who was a drill instructor, has just encouraged him to attend Airborne. So we're going to go down and see him graduate from basic training. Anyway, thanks for your patience with us in our month shutdown. Keep in mind of our technical seminar in Indianapolis, and if you know Greg and want to get in touch with him, send him a note in Grand Haven. Till later, see you guys later.